it's not always about making money, but you still need to make enough money to keep your business viable.
Yes, I can.
That's enough. Hi, I'm Bradley with Blue Cord, and today's topic is when to charge normal rates versus reduced rates or no rates at all. I've had a lot of opportunities to perform some charity work for youth organizations and for individuals who legitimately needed to have some work done and didn't have the means. And in no way am I talking about this in such a way to come across as braggadocious, but it is a topic that I've received numerous questions on in the past. So we have a very small family-run business here, and of course we have to make money in order to stay profitable. So there's that aspect of it. And any entity out there that performs charity work, they have to make money some way, somehow, whether it's through donations or through the actual patrons paying for the actual work to be done. In some cases, I don't charge anything, or it's donation only, or it might even be where I perform all the time and equipment and labor at no cost, while the customer then pays for materials. And just off the top of my head, some things I can think of, we've done a lot of work for some youth ministries local to us, and we really enjoyed taking the opportunities to be able to help them. You know, in one case, we did a lot of work with the brush cutter, and we took down a lot of these, this huge thorns, with the big ones on like knives. You get into those and they cut on you pretty good. And we went along the whole entire stream bank. Super fun to do that. And that's one of those examples where, because we didn't use any materials, it was just time and equipment, basically me sitting on the machine, we didn't charge anything for that particular job. And we don't advertise that, we don't talk about that. And whatever interactions that they had, they would have made mention of this. And I suppose you could say that there's payment in the appreciation of it. And we were glad to help out that youth ministry every chance we got. Now, because I live in a relatively small neighborhood, it's a closed neighborhood, this is a dead-end road, there are 45 homes in here. Every single neighbor that I have knows the equipment and, for the most part, the capabilities that I'm able to have with these machines. And if someone needs help, one more recent example I can give is we had a house sell and we got new neighbors here, and their grass was starting to get out of control. And I wouldn't have seen this, but my neighbor between us, the former police chief, he let me know that the neighbors for some reason weren't able to cut the grass. And I actually went up there, knocked on their door, they weren't home, and I saw how long it was getting. And I thought, this would be a great opportunity to surprise the brand new neighbors with a surprise grass cutting. And I don't cut grass for a living. I don't market that. I don't use this equipment for that, except here in my own neighborhood. So naturally, if you have a Ventrac, or if you have fancy equipment like this, you want to cut your own grass because it's so much fun. I will never hire anybody as long as I'm physically capable to get on the equipment and do this myself. And when a neighbor is in need. So I quickly took the opportunity to hook up the mower, race up the street, and cut their grass. And it just so happened the timing was perfect that just as soon as I pulled back into my driveway, having already cut their grass, they were just pulling in. Now they get home and they see that somebody had just cut their grass and they're wondering who did it. So they're walking around the neighborhood, and I still hadn't had a chance to put the equipment away. So I got two Ventracs sitting out with a few attachments I had to move out of the way to get to my finished cut mower. And I could see them walking down the street, and they look at me and they say, "Did you just cut our grass?" And I said, "What would make you think that?" So I'm not very good at playing this off. And I started laughing. I said, "Yes, I was able to do that, and I was happy to do it." And they offered to give me something for it, which I refused. I said, "No." I said, "That's fine." I said, "I know that you needed help, and please, for this time, absolutely nothing on the house. But in other situations, if a neighbor does need help, I do take donations, as it were, and particularly in the wintertime. You know, I have the best snow removal equipment for, in my opinion, the best snow removal equipment available. And so if we get a snow event or an ice event, you know, I have a few different attachments here that I can use for that purpose. And that's generally when the neighbors will call me and ask if I can, you know, remove the snow from their driveway. So between the snow blower, the buckets, the blades, and I have a power broom as well. Donation only. And it's funny, I mean, so the value of a job varies greatly. There's a lot of disparity. So when it comes to clearing driveways, some of the driveways are pretty sizable, but with this equipment it doesn't take long, but a lot of work is getting done in a relatively short amount of time. So in terms of moving snow, I've been offered as much as, say, $100, and I'd say on the bottom end of that spectrum was one beer, maybe two, which I kind of laugh at because I'm not a drinker. So it's interesting because the value of a job is highly subjective with the mindset of a customer. So in this neighborhood, for removing snow, I'm donations only. And I have officially performed grading tasks and regrading projects for customers, and I will quote on those, but at a greatly reduced rate. For one, it's a neighbor, and two, I don't have to trailer up my equipment and go anywhere. Now, still to be objective, if I'm using multiple attachments and I'm doing a house at the very top of the circle, that's a pretty considerable distance to drive back and forth to pick up different attachments. So I will trailer up all the attachments that I'll need for that particular job, drive a few seconds up the road, and then everything that I need, plus all of the tools and things that I might need on a job that, you know, is in my toolbox and such. And I just find that having the truck and the trailer and everything I keep in those things is very handy, even if I'm working right up the street. So I still will trailer the equipment and take it to a neighbor's location. I've seen YouTube channels where people go around and continue to do work absolutely free, and I think that's wonderful. I mean, the fact is that if you do work for free for somebody else, it still costs money. And if that's all you're doing is charity work, the money has to come from somewhere. So whether that be from donations from people that are watching your channel or donations from the community, knowing that you're performing charity work, the money has to come from someplace. So you as a business owner, you'll know when it's a good opportunity to do things at no cost, at a reduced cost, when to perform charity work, when to know genuinely to help somebody out when they absolutely need help. My wife and I have that personality where we kind of take it upon ourselves in any community, that in any area that we've lived in, whether it be northern Maine or here, to get to know all the neighbors. Now what's going on? Oh, one of my neighbors is walking their dog. It's my neighbor Jeff walking Molly. And of course my girls have to alert the neighborhood of every single little event that occurs within eyesight. These dogs are the best protectors. With 5 of these things around, there's nothing I don't know about. All right, thank you, girls. Thank you. That's enough. But I guess in summary, it's up to you to make the choice, the decision, when to charge your full rates, when to charge a reduced rate, and when not to charge anything at all. It's not always about making money, but you still need to make enough money to keep your business viable.
Oh, we got 4. Oh, there's Lexi. Lexi's inside. She didn't want to come out. Now you see her wagging her tail inside. Hi, sweetheart. You are a beautiful girl, Anya. Yeah, I love my dogs.